Okay, we're back. And just a moment ago, we finished planting the mixed greens in the raised bed in my home garden. But I know that those items won't be ready for me to eat until mid to late April. So typically, the seeds take 4 to 6 weeks to grow. And then after putting them in the garden, you need about 4 more weeks until you can harvest and eat that crop. So today is March 23rd. I want to start more seeds for leafy greens so that when those are done growing, I have some replacements to put into my raised bed. Leafy greens are cool weather vegetables, so they're going to enjoy weather that's between 50 to 70 degrees. That's where they're going to thrive. If it gets too hot, over 70, 75 degrees, they're going to bolt. They're not going to grow well or taste good when we try to eat them. So my hope is that in 4 weeks at the end of April, I'll have some new leafy greens to put in the raised bed, and these will be ready to eat at the end of May before it gets too hot. So some of us have done this in school already where we have started seeds, and I'm just going to show you all again an easy way to start seeds at home. And you can do this with any vegetable, not just leafy greens. I'm going to do that here just as an example, but you can do this with lots of vegetables. You can start your bell peppers, your tomatoes, your green beans, your snap peas, radishes, all varieties of vegetables, especially when they start really small and you need about 4 to 6 weeks to grow them before you put them in the ground. Our last frost date is going to be, I think, the third Saturday in April. So between now, when you start your seeds, and planting time at the end of April, you have easily 4 to 6 weeks worth of time to start these seeds and get them ready to go in the ground, no matter what they are. Right now, I'm going to work with arugula because we have not started this yet with school, but I wanted a different type of leafy green to experiment with. And the same Bloomsdale spinach that we did earlier. A Four Seasons lettuce, which is absolutely delightful. I'm excited to start this one as well. And then again, Little Gem lettuce. I really like Little Gem lettuce. I think it's easy to do yummy wraps. It's a nice crunchy leafy green to put into your salad. Adds a lot of great flavor and texture to any kind of salad that you do. So those are 4 new ones, with the exception of the spinach, that I'm going to start seeds for today. What you need to start seeds is a great tray. You could also use small little plant cups, or you can make similar to this one. This is my basil right here. You could make little newspaper pots in the shape of a cup, and you fold the bottom. You can see this basil is almost ready to go into the ground. But you can make these newspaper pots that will go directly into the ground. For right now, I'm going to use these trays to get started. I'm going to fill them up with some potting soil. You want to use soft soil to start your seeds. Using ground soil or garden soil might be too heavy for your seeds to start. So I'm going to start filling these up with some extra seed starting potting soil that I have on hand. This one here is just a Jiffy brand soil. Find a small cup that you have around your house. This one is maybe a 4-ounce cup. Fill up your cup with this nice, soft, fluffy soil. It's not heavy at all. It's very lightweight. And then just dump, spread it out. I'm going to fill up these little compartments all the way to the top, because once I start watering, the potting soil will go down. All right, so I have filled up my first tray with potting soil here, as you can see, and I have 12 little compartments that I can use to put in my seeds. Whenever I start seeds, I try to start more than I think I need, because there's a good chance that some of the seeds won't take. So don't be disappointed if you try only one seed and no others besides that and it doesn't work. There's a good chance that maybe out of the 12 here, maybe 8 will make it, maybe 10 if I'm lucky. But don't be disappointed. Instead, just prepare. Make sure you do a couple extra of the same thing so that you have a variety to choose from. All right, so I'm going to start the arugula or wild rocket. This is a leafy green that has a bit of a peppery taste. It's really good. Also, don't forget, if you are interested in doing any seeds at home, starting seeds and planting at home within the remainder of the school year, please let me know. Email me. We can try to resource you guys, even at a distance. We can work something out. So please don't hesitate to contact me at etharp@cpcstl.org. All right, so these are our rocket seeds. Let me see if I can show you. My hand looks really big, but these seeds are also very, very small. And I know it's going to be hard for me because my fingers are long, but maybe easy for a student to take one seed, and I'm just making a little hole with my pinky about 1/2 inch. I put my seed down, and then I'm lightly covering it up with a little bit of soil, okay? So you don't want to put too many seeds in there. Whoops, I just dropped it. You don't want to put a lot of seeds in there because you don't want them to compete in the space. So try to do one. If by accident you do 2, that's just what happens. But your goal is to just try to get one seed in each compartment. Okay, so I have done a row of 4 compartments of arugula seeds. So I'm going to put the remainder of these seeds away. Always label your stuff. It's important to remember what you put in your seed tray. So I have a label here and a Sharpie pen, and I'm going to write the name of the crop and the date that I put it into the seed tray. So this is arugula, and today is March 23rd. So I did it just like that because I want to keep track of the amount of time it's been since I started my seeds. So I know that it's going to take about 4 or 5 weeks for these seeds to start before I can plant them. And then here, as you see, in this whole entire column, I have my arugula seed and my label to keep myself organized. Starting seeds is easy. You don't have to make it overly complicated. You just have to have the right vessel and good seed starting or potting soil and good seeds to start with. In just a moment, I'm going to show you where do you put your seeds after you're done filling your tray. All right, I have filled up my tray with 2 varieties. One is arugula or wild rocket, and then the other is a 4 Seasons lettuce. And I did 2 columns for seeds each for each of those 2 crops. Now the question is, where do I need to put it? I'm going to show you 2 different ways. One of them is underneath a plant lamp. Keeping your seeds under a warm, bright lamp can definitely encourage your seeds to start faster. If you have a really sunny spot in your house or a sunny window, like I have a lot of sun that comes in through one of my kitchen windows, that could be a really good place to put your seeds as well, as long as it can get a majority of the day's sunlight. If not, you might have to move it around from window to window in order to absorb a full day's worth of sunlight. You also want to keep it in a warm spot in your house. It doesn't help if you put your seeds by a drafty window where they're going to get really too cold, especially at night. So try to keep them in a warm, sunny spot. Another thing that you could do is to get a plastic container, a see-through bin that you can flip upside down and turn into a mini greenhouse. I can show you that in just a second, but first I'm going to show you my plant lamp station that I have going, and then I'll show you how you can start this little mini greenhouse if you have a plastic bin at home. So this is, right now we are in my basement laundry room where we actually have this really nice high shelf up here for storage, and I have converted this into just a plant lamp station. You notice some of these are plants from our school. So I was able to fit as many as I could up here and create a home for these plants. And they're underneath this very bright plant lamp here that's keeping them warm and giving them just enough light to be successful. Okay, so right now we are on the Tharp patio with lots of plants. Mr. Tharp is smoking something, some delicious food for dinner tonight, so you might see him come by. But we are out here on the patio, and I have the seeds here that we have started. And you're probably wondering, okay, I do not have a plant lamp, I don't have a sunny window, what else can I do with these seeds to get them started right? My suggestion is a small mini greenhouse like this one. So I started this a few weeks ago before spring break started, just to test it out and to see what it would be like to create a space for seeds to grow. And you'll notice here there's some precipitation and a little kind of, you can see the water cycle in here. You can see these water droplets. There's humidity in this container that allows these seeds to stay warm and to stay hydrated. When I lift up this lid, inside you see I have some plants. Now these are specifically wildflowers that I have started, and I really wanted to test this idea to see how it would work. You notice my columbine is not that successful, but my Queen's McSalvia is coming up. I have alyssum, which is a really beautiful wildflower, and yarrow, which is a perennial wildflower that I've been trying to grow from seed in here, and it's been successful. And you also see that the soil is is staying very hydrated. It is still wet soil. If you use a container like this to put your seeds in, you might only have to water maybe once or twice a week because it collects so much humidity and moisture. For the purpose of these seeds, again, if the soil is dry, it's probably time to water your seeds. So I'm going to just do a quick setup of this plastic container. All right, so you take your plastic container like this. There's Mr. Tharp. And you use the lid as your base. So your plants are going to go on top of this lid here. And then the plastic bin, the see-through plastic, is going to go on top. Just like that, creating a mini greenhouse. It's also going to shelter your plants from the rain or from any debris falling from the trees. So when I open this here, I'm going to grab my seed tray. But I have the arugula and the Four Seasons lettuce, putting it right in the middle of my little portable greenhouse here. And my patio is a very sunny patio. So I'm hoping that this will stay warm. Even on a cooler day like today, it's still outside receiving any kind of sunlight it can possibly get. So you want to make sure your container is in a sunny spot. Maybe it's in your front yard, maybe it's on the side of your house. This is easy to move around. It's small enough to move around. If you're going to do lots of seeds, you're going to need more containers. But maybe for now, just start small. Consider 1 or 2 items that you can begin with. Then you cover your container like that. Set it up in a spot that will not be disturbed. Right here. Oh, you can see that right there. And that's it. That's how you set up your own seed station or your mini greenhouse right on your own patio. That is Mrs. Tharp reporting from her backyard garden today, and I hope you guys go outside and do things, have fun. Here's my dog Bonnie. She's outside doing things. Hope you are too. Take care. Bye.